I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you just how to get to that end result. Okay? We're going to build a track like we would in the studio. So I hope you enjoy it. Mr. Joe, we're doing some fun in music class. Today I want to show you kind of how a studio session is made. That's kind of what I did before I started teaching here. Worked in some studios, traveled around, played some music. So I'm going to be working in a software that is called Logic. It's pretty simple, pretty cool. And then at the end of this session, we're going to sing I Can See Clearly Now, which we've been doing in the beginning of all of our classes. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is pull up percussion track, which I know you guys, we do a lot of percussion in here. So just going to, the good thing about Logic is it kind of already has some sounds in it, and you can just easily insert those sounds into whatever music you're playing. So this will be the first step. We'll start with a nice percussion track, maybe. Okay, so then we can build from there. Okay, so there's some congas, there's some bongos, some hand claps, cabasa, and we got tambourine. Maybe a little more in depth here. And then we can do some settings to where it'll add a little bit of flair to the song, a little fancy stuff called fills. Okay, so that's our first track. Next track we'll add, we'll do some keyboard sounds. Okay. So we'll pause that. So we got a new track. I'm going to come over here, go into some of the synthesizers that this thing has. Alright. And we're going to use one that's called Chill Out. It's kind of a good name for it. So we'll pull that up. Alright, now you'll be able to hear it. Okay, so we will start recording, and this part I will play on this keyboard. Okay, so now we have the keyboard part, the synthesizer part. And you're going to look, all these rectangles kind of weird looking. These are actually the notes that I just played on this keyboard. And this is kind of what they look like when they go into this software. So you can also edit those and move those around if you need to. Or if you played one bad note, you can just go in there and delete it if you want to, or change it to the note that you like to hear. Fortunately for me, I got it. Didn't make any mistakes this time, thank goodness. So this is what we're working with now. Okay. So you hear a little bit of that. The next thing I want to add is a nice little bass line. So we'll come in here and we'll add another track. Create it. This one will also be played on the keyboard. Okay, so we're going to go back to that synthesizer page that we were working with, but this time we're going to choose bass. Okay, so this is all the low end. It's all the fun stuff. For this song we're gonna use just a nice little sub bass, nothing too dancey or anything. So let's try this one. And this one might be a little hard to hear because the speaker only does so much, right? So let's record this part. Here we go. Okay, so let's hear what we just did. All right, so we have this sub bass part, this bass line, which are all these notes down here that we just recorded. Right, in the middle here we have a synthesizer that we just recorded right before. All right, so it's got a lot more notes, so there's a lot more going on in this part. And then we have our percussion track, right, that we kind of built and we're working with. All right. So next, I want to put some drums on it. So we'll stop it. All right, guys. So we've laid our percussion tracks. We put down a nice, tasty bass line, and we also put in a synth part to kind of give it that body that you want to hear. So you can hear like what chords and notes are being played in this song. So now we get to do the fun part. We're going to lay a nice little beat on there, give it some groove. Okay, so we're going to add another track. We'll go in here, and this can get overwhelming sometimes because there's so many drum sounds and recording software these days. You almost have too many options. But luckily, I already kind of had one picked out. And so we're going to get that pulled up. And that's about all we need, just a little piece of it, because now we can use technology to our favor, right, to help us out. So let's listen back. Okay, so now we're going to do what's called looping, which some of you may know. If you have any software that you work on, like GarageBand. The software I'm using right now, Logic Pro, is like a professional version of GarageBand. So some of the screens look the same. A lot of the sounds are actually some of the same sounds that GarageBand uses. So if you have GarageBand, you might even be familiar with some of this and how it looks. If you don't have GarageBand, you should get it. It's free and it's awesome. You can make your own music. It's so cool. So now we're done. That's basically all we got to do. Now we're going to we'll listen back to it a little bit, make sure everything's lined up, everything's working, and then we'll pick up the guitar and we'll sing I Can See Clear Now with the track we just made. So here we go. Alright guys, now that we got the track finished, we did percussion, synthesizer, we did bass, and we laid a nice little drum groove and looped it across the whole session. Now we get to sing to it and play along with it. This is the funnest part about all of it. Okay, so I want you guys to sing along with me. We do this every day at the beginning of class, so here we go. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's the last one. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Alright guys, so that was our track. I hope you enjoyed it.